Good afternoon. It is November the 28th, and yes, it's just another walk downtown. A little different because we've had a dusting of snow, as you can see, and there's a little bit of hoarfrost on the trees, so it's quite wintry. But shouldn't be too slippery, which is something I'm very concerned about this year, so I may be doing far less winter walking than I would like to. I'll play it by ear, but I don't think I'm going to be getting quite back to the daily walk, at least not for a little bit. The bad foot and ankle is still can betray me sometimes, balance-wise, so I want to be very careful. Hope you don't mind. So it's November the 28th, and what that means is that tonight is opening night for the Regina Lyric Singers, not Regina Lyric Singers, they're part of Regina Lyric Musical Theatre. Our show, Happy Together, it's all happy songs. Have a really great band, and a lot of great singers, including me, he said modestly. My solo is Joy to the World, not the carol, but Jeremiah was a bullfrog. That one, except, although that's more like the original pitch, because this being a choral arrangement, and because Jane, who arranged it, knows I'm a bass, my pitch is more like, Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine, and he always had some mighty fine wine. There you go. There's a little taste. That's my solo, and there's lots and lots of great music. Things like Good Vibrations, Sing, 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 and a Broadway medley, and Be a Clown, Make 'em Laugh, stuff like that. So I do recommend it if you happen to be in Regina. Come to our show. It's at Lakeview United on McCallum Avenue, and 7:30 is the start time. You can get tickets at the door. We are not sold out. We'd like to be sold out. So come to the door and help us sell out. And again tomorrow night, 7:30 at Lakeview United. Hope to see you there. If you do come because you saw this, come say hi after the show. Because that would be cool to know. I don't expect that to happen, but it would be cool. It's -9, so a fairly wintry day, as I said. I'm only wearing my leather jacket, but I figure with the walking that should be all right. Went to the gym this morning. Otherwise, I haven't done much. Had someone come to replace the remote for our gas fireplace, which is worn out after something close to 10 years. I don't know if anybody's in that house yet, but I think it's getting close. If they're not, they might be in there now. Took a long time to build, but it's done now.
I had other options.
He was talking to me, but he was talking to himself. There's a lot of that going on right now, because to anybody watching me, I look like I'm talking to myself. Well, except for the fact I'm carrying a phone. Oh, there goes the postal guy. It's Agribition week, so it might be quite busy at the hotel for lunch. I hope they've got room for me. I wanted to go a bit earlier, but it didn't work out. Going down there to work on fiction. Back here at the house, I've got to work on a grant report, final report, which is getting close. Finish it over the weekend. I'll probably get some more work done on it this afternoon. One of these grants, I'll probably get some more money because I spent all the money that was in the budget, and then you only get 80% up front, 20% on the final report. But the other one, which was for book production, and some of the book production plans changed, which meant not nearly as expensive because I canceled a hardcover I was planning. So I may not get any more money, which would be a shame because I could really use some more money. There you go. These are through Creative Saskatchewan. I just put in an application for audiobook subsidy for an upcoming title called The Laundryman, which is a call it a murder mystery, but it's also a literary novel. And it's set in Prince Albert in the winter of 1883-84, mainly. A couple of Mounties trying to solve the murder of a laundryman. And then other people start dying. So figuring that out is kind of the story. It's a very good book. Looking forward to it coming out. The author, Dwayne Brenna, is also an actor and has narrated a previous novel of his called New Albion. So he's going to do the narration if I can get the financing. Audiobooks are expensive. Unless you're doing them through ACX for somebody who's willing to do it for royalties only. But for established, and if you hire an engineer too, which we will for this one, it adds up. There's the Saskatchewan Museum over there. Which way shall I go today? Let's go up College. Oh, we can go by these stupid chemtrails nonsense on the... I don't know who these people are, but they're always putting chalk messages there about chemtrails, which are just, that's got to be the nuttiest conspiracy theory out there. They're just contrails. They're literally water and ice. Nothing else. Deal with it. See, it looks quite pretty with a little bit of hoarfrost. It's not a huge helping of hoarfrost, but certainly some. The sun shining through the trees there. Maybe I'll go straight up Scarth, just walk all the way to Scarth along here, because I haven't walked along College in this direction for a while. Although that is a nasty wind. And then we'll turn up Scarth, and then we can go check on the progress of the Ronald McDonald House. Kitty corner from our condo building. I have to call the symphony. We can't go to the concert tomorrow night because we're in a concert. So I have to change some tickets. They're in there in that old house. The last time I walked this way, I walked behind it. Now we're in front of it. I keep hoping every time I do a walk that I'll find that my left foot and ankle was 100% again, but not there yet. It is better all the time, but very slow it seems to me to recover. That's what I read. It can take a long time to do this, for sure. I just hoped I would be different. Apparently not. As I said, it's unevenness that causes me the most concern, which is why, as it gets slipperier, I'm going to be very, very picky about when and where I walk. Unlike some years, a few years ago, when I started doing this, I was walking around the lake every Thursday or every Friday morning. And while I would love to get back to that, I don't see it happening in the winter very much. Right now, I don't think I would enjoy walking all the way around the lake yet. Around the lake is about 5 kilometers. So it's like, well, the walk downtown and back, maybe 3 kilometers. So it's a lot further than I'll be doing today, and I'm doing this in 2 parts. There's the credit union building and Dark Hall and college buildings over there. do have Tylenol in my computer bag. I may take it once I get to the sun. Of course, is very low. We're within, what, 3 weeks of the shortest day of the year. So here it is noon, and that's where the sun is. And we're not that far north. We're in southern Canada. There's a whole lot of Canada further north than us. A whole lot of Saskatchewan further north than us. And that doesn't... Once you get to the top of Saskatchewan, there's still all of the Northwest Terriers and Nunavut and all that stuff. So we're north, but we ain't nowhere near the far north. It's like when I lived in Arkansas, we were south, but we weren't the deep south. Arkansas doesn't quite cut it as the deep south. Got to go down to the next layer of states around the Gulf for that, I guess. According to some people, anyway. I will sometime, not today. It's been a while since I've been over there. I have been there. If you went back and looked, you'd find walks over there, but I don't think I got over there this last summer, so it's been a while. There's the college building. All of my walking habits got badly interrupted by the broken ankle. And now winter's here, so we'll see what I do. I'll keep going, but again, it's probably not going to be as frequent as I'd like, or as it used to be for a while anyway. That's why this is yet another walk downtown. That's the simplest for me to do right now. If I have to drive somewhere and do something, I might do a walk somewhere else pretty soon. I was actually out at Harbor Landing yesterday, but I couldn't do a walk because that was to take the cat to the vet. Couldn't leave him in the car while I went for a walk. He was unhappy enough without being left in the car. Just a checkup. He's diabetic and he's on oral medicine that's doing wonders. He's perfectly healthy. It's controlling blood sugar and everything very well. But it does have to be checked every 6 months or so. Make sure everything is still going well. If the oral medicine didn't work, we'd have to do insulin injections, and I would rather not. I'm sure he would rather not too if he knew about it. Okay, now we're turned up Scarth Street. Sinvalgo, I think, the medication for cats. It was just approved a couple of years ago, just in time from his point of view, our point of view. And not every cat does well on it, but he's 13. A cat, according to the chart in the vet's office, that makes him older than me. Makes him somewhere in the 68 to 70 range in cat years. Hi, Tara. But he can still jump from the floor to the top of a cabinet several times his own height, which I can't do. So be like me, almost like me jumping to the top of the building here. Certainly up to the balcony on the first level at least. Don't think I can do that, even before I broke my ankle. This is where we have a condo, as I've mentioned before. This is where Central Collegiate was once upon a time. The oldest high schools, maybe the oldest high school, probably the first, wouldn't surprise me. In Regina, but it was torn down shortly after I moved here in the 80s or early 90s, so I think they were tearing it down in the late 80s. Oh, well, this is topped out, it looks like. So there's Ronald McDonald House. It's got some wrapping on it and windows in, and I'm sure the workmen appreciate that. They're now working indoors, at least somewhat. Won't be heated, but it'll be a little better being out of the wind. Our resident rabbits. I don't see any. I often see them sitting under the trees, but at the moment, they don't seem to be out and about. They're still around. It's always cool to walk by and see them. There's a little bit of ice and snow that I am keeping an eye on here. The other thing is, if I did slip, I'm not sure how effectively I could catch myself with this bad foot and ankle, so I will be very careful, because the last thing I need is another fall and break something else. Ronald McDonald House, under construction. When I first moved here, there was an old house there that had been turned into a restaurant, which is quite popular. And then it was torn down, and for a while they had a sign saying it was going to be like little condos, but that never materialized. And then fortunately this came along, so it's nice not to have just an empty lot. And there were some old houses here that were all torn down to make room for this. Maybe three of them, maybe four, gone here now. This is Central Park, our version of Central Park. Not to be confused with the one in New York. Which you probably wouldn't, looking at it. Unlikely to make that mistake. Buildings are a lot shorter around this one than they are around the other ones. Just enough snow to give it a little dusting. There's more coming the next week or two. No major snowfalls in the forecast, but there are a few centimeters, and it's staying cold, so you can expect it to stick once it comes this time of the year. The hotel is in sight, and my foot's doing okay, not too bad, except again for the uncertainty on uneven ground. It's hard to describe. It's like it's not weak, but it feels like I can't trust it. So, I notice at the hello Jolly Bar. I noticed at the gym, one of the things I'm supposed to be doing is balancing on one foot. I'm not great at that with either foot, but my right foot, I can balance much longer than I can on the left one right now. 25, I think I've made 30 seconds, 25 seconds on the right. The left one, I don't think I've done better than 10 to 15. Today seemed to be worse, not better. I'm not great at balancing on one foot anyway. I think it's because I have flat feet. Also wearing orthotics now, which I guess it's helping. Hard to say. Because they hurt too when you first start wearing those things. I'm going to, oh no, I'll stay on this side until we get across 13th. An office building. So is this. For a while, the conservatory, music and dance, was in here because of the college building being worked on. And that was while my daughter was taking trombone lessons. I used to bring her here for her trombone lesson several years ago now. Seems like it was like yesterday, but she hasn't even played the trombone now for years. We still got it, but it was the thing she gave up with everything else she was doing. It's still under the piano, though, whenever she wants it. Piano lessons never took. We just had bad luck with piano teachers. It's too bad. I really wanted her to play the piano, but I don't play it either. We've got this beautiful 100-year-old piano. It'll be 100 years old in 1927, baby grand. I had it tuned, I don't know, last year, and then haven't touched it. Need tuning again before we have the 100th birthday party for it, which we're planning to have in 1927 or 2027. The deal will be, if you come to the party, you have to play something on the piano. It'll be a problem for many of my friends. Chopsticks may be heard by others, though. There's the hotel where I'm headed. Just get across 13th here without getting run over, because there's only one lane. And not a lot of visibility when you're coming this way either. All right, we'll cross over. Look up Scar Street to downtown, the Twin Towers. Also not like the ones that used to be in New York. It's back of the SAS Power Building. There's Blessed Sacrament Church. That's where I broke my ankle. Falling off a chorus riser. Well, stepping onto a plastic stool from a chorus riser, and the plastic stool went out from under me, and I went down and broke my ankle at the end of the 50th anniversary University of Regina Chamber Singers dress rehearsal for a concert the next night. And of course I missed the concert and the banquet, all sorts of things I really would have liked to have been at. They dedicated the concert to me, but kind of a cold comfort. Anyway, that's where the nefarious accident happened. Temperature here is -9 Celsius. At least it was when I set out. It might have gone up a degree since then. But yeah, -9. Sure I don't walk into this barrier, which is for some reason sitting on top of this, exactly a manhole, some sort of access portal. Over there is the federal government building, one of them. And right about here, where I will stop. So, thanks for walking with me. I don't know when I'll be back, but I will. Bye for now.